Hi kids! We're learning science and we're learning it from Miss Chloe's Kondo today. So I'm going to give you a science experiment to do and it's one you can do at home. I'm going to start it off and I'm going to leave you to find out the answer. So I'm going to ask you a question to start with. The question I'm going to ask you is this. Make sure you can see it. What dissolves in water? The word dissolve means that it gets mixed in with it and you can't see it, okay? So if you put this thing in water, would it mix in with the water and almost disappear? And there are lots of things that you already know might dissolve and there are lots of things you don't know. So now I am going to show you the things that I'm going to test. So what I need is 5 glasses of water. You can do more, you can do less, doesn't matter. I'm doing 5. These are my glasses of water and I'm going to see what dissolves in the water. These are the things I'm going to test. They're things I've got at home. I've got some sprinkles. Going to see what happens to them. I've got salt, pepper, coffee and cooking oil. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a little bit of that in each of the waters and see which one disappears when it's in the water and which one doesn't, which one dissolves. Okay, so first of all, to begin my science experiment, I am going to write a prediction. So my prediction is, that's my guess, what I think is going to happen. I think that the sprinkles won't dissolve. I think that the cooking oil, I think everything else will. I think everything else will dissolve and the sprinkles won't. So I'm just going to write that down on my prediction. Okay, there's my prediction. So that's the first thing you will need to do, is make the prediction. Okay. The next thing that you will need to do is plan the method. Okay, I'm just going to talk you through my method. I'm not going to write it down because I don't think I need to write it down. If you need to get it in your head to remember it, then write it down. But if not, you can just make a video and tell me what your method is. So basically, I'm going to mix each of these in the water and watch what happens, see what happens. It's quite simple. But what we do need to do is make it a fair test. Okay? How am I going to make this a fair test? Let me think. Well, I need to make sure I put the same amount of all of the things in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a teaspoon, and for each of the ingredients, I'm going to measure it out on a teaspoon and put it in. Am I going to stir it? I don't know. If I put the ingredients in, okay, if I stir one, I've got to stir all the others. The only thing that's different in it, the variable, which we've talked about before, is the different things that I'm putting in. Everything else in your experiment has to stay exactly the same. So you need the same amount of water in each one. Although this end glass is bigger, I have actually got the same amount of water in it because I measured the water out. So it needs to be fair. How else am I going to make it fair? All the water is the same temperature. I've just got it out the tap. So it's the same temperature because I don't know whether it's different if it's hotter water or colder water. Do I need to do anything else to make it fair? I'm just going to write myself some notes. So I'm going to say temperature, and I'm going to say same amount of water and things I'm testing, the variable. Same amount of water and thing that I'm testing. Okay, let me just show you that. So that's how I make it a fair test. You see that? Right then, time for the experiment. So, like I said, I'm not going to do the whole experiment. In case you want to do the same things as me, I'll just be giving you the answers if I do the experiment. But I'm just going to pour one thing in. I'm going to start by putting the coffee in. Because to be honest, you probably know the answer of what happens to coffee anyway. You see me drinking enough coffee. So I'm going to measure out, just dry the spoon, a teaspoon, and I'm going to put it in. You need to decide whether to stir it or not. I'm not going to stir it. I'm going to leave it and see what happens. So I'm going to leave that one. So I'm going to leave all of them. Okay. Let me put the lid back on the coffee. Because let me tell you, when I was getting the cooking oil ready for the experiment, I spilt it. And it's not easy to clean up cooking oil. It makes a right mess of the side. So, once you've got your experiment set up, you've just got to wait. Then, you need to sit and watch and record your results. Okay? So, I'm going to do a little table, I think, for my results. You could do it the same way. So I've drawn a table. Don't know if you can see that properly. And I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to write the different things down. And then what happens. So I've got coffee. I'm going to write flat because I can't write like this. Coffee, salt, sprinkles, oil. And what was the last one? Pepper. What happens? Hang on. So there's my results table. Okay. You do something similar to write your results down. We'd like to see your results, or we'd like to see the whole video. Okay. Now, normally, I would explain the science behind it and why it happens after you've done the experiment. But because I'm trying to get it all in one video, I'm going to explain it to you now. So, I think you should stop the video and pause it and do your experiment. And then you can always come back to the video and watch the rest of it later, which explains, I'm going to explain the science behind it, okay? So, kids, pause your video now and go and do the experiment. And I'll see you a little bit later when you press play again. Bye.